Hey guys, how you doing? It's Andy Elliott. Check this out. Today is going to be the first time we're going to put on our own show. It's going to be the Andy Elliott Monday Mindset Show. And check this out. What I want to start doing is every Monday at 7 a.m. I'm going to put out a video that has nothing to do except for with mindset. Because I want to share with you, I've been in the car business for 22 years, and being in sales, just overall in general in sales, mindset is the very beginning of where successful people actually start building their house, okay? It's the foundation of everything that matters. And if you don't have the right mindset, you're never gonna make it. So what I wanna do constantly is that I wanna talk about mindset, I wanna talk about the family, I wanna talk about anything and everything that has to do with other than closing negotiations, overcoming objections, and selling. Because here's what I hear. A lot of people, I'll talk to them and they're all fired up and they're like, Andy, man, I love that last video. I got some good training off of it. But man, the next time I talk to them, I'm like, hey, what's up, man? How you doing? You doing okay? They're like, yeah, man, I'm just really stressed out. And I say, okay, what's up, man? Why are you stressed out? And they say, because I'm struggling. I'm not selling enough cars. I feel like I'm working 80 hours a week. I'm not getting to see my kids. I'm not getting to see my wife. That's about the life that I see. So what I want to do is that I want to tell you how to fix all that, okay? And I got a couple things here that I've kind of written off that I would like us to go over. And like when I say slow down, just slow down and realize this, that I always tell you that, look, it's not the money that what life is about. It's about living the fulfilled life and honestly just being happy. I think being happy is something that we all just really underestimate. Like we think when we make more money, we'll be more happy. But if you're not happy in the spot that you're in now, you're never going to make more money. So you have to learn to enjoy the place that you're at today. You have to learn to enjoy the place where you're at right now. The mess that you're in right now is a very, very important place. Because later on in life, when you are killing it, whether that's a month, 2 months, 6 months, and you're killing it and things change, when your back's against the wall, you'll always remember where you were at today and how you were grateful and how you were thankful for this place, and that right there will make you appreciate that 10 times more. So check this out. So I got a couple things. Mindset's a choice, all right? I got a couple things I want to read to you guys. Mindset is literally a choice, all right? Let me read you. This is some of my favorite stuff right here that whenever I'm struggling and I start thinking about things and maybe I have some low self-limiting beliefs come in, or maybe I just had a crap day. I mean, like literally, I've gone, I'm hustling, I didn't get much sleep, I'm grinding it. You know, it seems like nothing's coming together. I've been just beating on that wall, but it just seems to be working out. This is where I go, and I want to share with some of my best stuff where I lead into that. I know this as being a guy that, you know, makes $1 million a year. Guess what? From being broke and having nothing and then working my way up, if my mindset wasn't right, I would have never entered the level of income that I have now. That literally, when I tell you this, you can have the same thing and you will have the same thing as long as that you take control of your mind. Because if you don't take control of your mind, someone else will, okay? So I pray to turn decades into days and literally just share with you everything that I've learned in 22 years so that you don't have to wait 10 or 20 years to learn this stuff. You can learn it right now and learn it today. All right, so check this out. So it's a choice. Mindset is. It's not something you're born with, okay? In life, I believe that you either go one of two roads. Either one, you take the red pill, which is the growth mindset. So picture this. I've got a pill right here. It's a red pill. That pill is called the growth mindset. Okay? And over here, you got the blue pill. Okay? And that's where you walk out of here today. You walk out here today just like you walked in, and I can't help you. Okay? That's called the fixed mindset. And it's actually called the fake growth mindset. How many guys do you see that come into work and that literally go home the same every single day, the exact same? And they never ever change. Like literally, never. Guys, I see people like that every single day. I train stores right now and I ask the same questions, right? I've been training them for 3 years now. And I got Joe over here, right? And we know what Joe's taking. Joe's taking the blue pill, okay? Joe's making $70,000 a year. And guess what? He never changes. But I got this guy over here who's taking the red pill. He's been in the business for 6 months. And he's going to make $120,000 this year, where Joe's still making $70,000. You know what? It's the growth mindset. You can decide, do you want to fake growth or do you really want to have real growth? It's honestly up to you. All right, next. Okay, you were not born with one or the other, okay? It's created and learned. It's a choice. And if you become aware of it, you can actually move yourself from one to the other. So this is the growth mindset. It's created and learned. You can move yourself from taking the blue pill, which is what you take now, over to the red pill, which is basically now you're wanting to grow. Now you're not going into work the same. Every day you leave, you're different, okay? Now once you switch to the growth mindset, you've opened up the door so that we can talk about now how you can grow. Improve and create yourself to be the person that you've been searching for and that you want to become. And that is when life changes, period. Okay? This is one I go back to a lot. And see this old school notebook paper? You guys know, if anybody is trained with me, what's the first thing that I always say? I always say, do me a favor. Take notes. Take notes. Take notes. Notes right here. If you want a copy of this, do me a favor. Send me a text, 918-210-0254. Okay? I'll scan this and I'll email it to you, or I'll take a picture and I'll text it to you. Let me go to the next one. And these are things that have helped me out a lot. I'm one of those guys in life, I don't want life like this. Check, got it. Check, got it. Check, got it. Like it's easy. Like everything in life's just a layup. I'm not interested in it. I want things to be tough. Okay? Because only when it's hard is it worth it. All right? So, if you struggle and fail, that is where the learning zone is. If you struggle and fail, that is where the learning zone is. It's not about being, it's about becoming. It's about walking away better than you were. You need to test ourselves. We need to test ourselves, guys. If we don't become uncomfortable, we're never going to become better at this. I actually call this the overload principle. I don't know if you've ever heard of this, but get a piece of paper and write this down. The overload principle. This is a chance for you to actually take and overload yourself and really force yourself into the next chapter of your life, into the next income bracket in your life, into the next skill area of your life. It's called the overloader principle. Let me read it to you. Until it overloads you past your normal psychological tolerances, it doesn't change you. So if we want to become and improve our skill set, we have to put ourselves in situations that do that, and that we have to seek that out every single day. These are not called burdens, these are called opportunities. I see a lot of people, when they come up against something that's hard, they're like, oh, this is a burden. No, dude, that's an opportunity. You've got to change your perspective. You've got to change the way that you look at things. And when you change that, you'll start to appreciate seeing these hard opportunities in life. Easy opportunities pay out very small dividends. Large opportunities pay out the giant dividends, okay? It's only when it starts to get hard does it matter. If it doesn't challenge you, it doesn't change you, okay? That's my second one. This is my third, and I always keep these, and I always have them right here in my drawer, and I come in here and I look at them all the time, and it's a fresh reminder of how my mind needs to think before I start the day. So if anything is hard, today I was inside a store training, okay? I just want to share this with you. I'm inside a store today training, and we have two managers that go in on this customer. And the salesman comes out, great sales guy, and he says, hey man, these people want to be at $815 a month. Now listen, it's a big lifted diesel, 4-wheel drive, bad to the bone, but the payment's $1,050. And you're like, man, Andy, that's a huge payment. Yeah, try buying an $80,000 truck. That's what happens. That's what payments look like. Well, guess what? This customer will not move. Two managers went in. I got a great salesman, and they're about to cut the deal to making nothing. The deal's making $8,500. And I'm sitting there thinking, man, this salesman needs this deal. Like, he needs this deal. I'll take it. And the first thing that I think to myself, for just a second, I have a very low self-limiting belief that comes in that says, man, if you could just get them kind of to meet you in the middle a little bit, they're about to cut the deal to nothing. It probably would still be a better deal. And I thought, what the heck am I saying? I'm already giving in because my mindset is actually going down and I'm settling. So I thought, you know what? No ways. I'm going to go all the way. And it's only when it is hard and only when it challenges you does it change you. So I take the test. I go in, that takes me 15 minutes. Okay? I go over the purchase price versus the ownership price. I go into the ownership payment. I go into money justification to the extreme. I put my arms around them. I'm there close with them. I'm trying to speak like no one else they've ever heard of. I'm making sure I don't sound like someone that was in another dealership. And guess what? In 15 minutes, I closed them. And I got that signature, and when I walked back out, that salesman, how do you think he felt making an $8,000 deal? It's life-changing, man. But you know what? I had the skill to close that deal. But had I walked in there with that bad mindset that I almost set myself into, I would have went in and I would have had a low self-limiting belief that would have allowed me not to get that. It is so nice to believe in yourself. You have to be your own biggest fan at all times, even when stuff is really tough. Okay, let me read this last one. This is something that I love right here because I believe, honestly, everybody should have a coach in their life. I believe that everybody should have someone to look up to. But a lot of the times, ultimately, there's no coach like you being a coach to yourself. You listen to yourself more than you'll listen to anybody. Let me read this to you. The voice inside your head is one of those things that's going to coach you more than anyone else ever will. What we need to do is become aware of that voice. If your voice was displayed over a loudspeaker, would you be proud of what it was saying? Or would you have some reservations? So a lot of the times I'll stop myself midday and I'll be like, man, you know, if I had a microphone on my head and it was like a loud intercom where it told everybody how I felt, would I be proud of the way I'm thinking right now? If the answer is no, I shift it immediately. If it's yes, it fires me up and I still stay hungry. Okay? Make sure that you're aware of the way that you're thinking. Because if you're aware of the way that you're thinking, you're probably coaching yourself great. And honestly, you will listen to yourself more than you'll listen to anyone else. Okay? Your thoughts become your words, and your words become your actions. And when you change the thoughts inside your head, it'll change the way you act. That right there to me, those 3 pieces of paper are things that I look at all the time. And if you want copies of them, text me 918-210-0254. I'll shoot them to you. I want to tell you this. Get in control of our mindset. If I was to tell you about the road to the sale, A to Z, right? Like, here's the meet and greet, and then here's all the way to closing them up and putting them in F&I. Do you know what? If I was to tell you the road to the sale, or the whole sale process started from A to Z with the meet and greet, I'd be lying to you. The sales process starts with the mindset. The customers can buy, and they came to buy, and they will buy, as long as I do my job and I do it great. But I'll tell you this, inside my head, the first sale that I ever make is selling myself that I can sell the next customer that walks in here. And if that sale hasn't taken place, I'm in big, big trouble, okay? So this show, it's going to, there's a couple things I want to consist of. Physical being. I want to talk about working out sometimes. I want you guys, honestly, to get yourself in a state where you have a lot of self-love for yourself. What self-love means is when you're exercising, you love the way you feel about yourself. Okay? When you eat good food, you love the way you feel about yourself. But if you go without going to the gym and you're eating junk, more than likely you're going to feel like junk. Okay? And I know that because I've been there. And I want you guys to start changing some of those things. So just like we're going to become more aware of our mindset, I would honestly like you to become more aware of your physical being. The way that you feel about yourself. The way that you take care of yourself, because that's where your energy comes from. Instead of, going and getting a cheeseburger next time at lunch, go get a grilled chicken salad. And yeah, it may suck day 1, but day 5, day 10, when you're eating clean, you're going to feel 100 times better. I want to talk about the relationship being. I want to talk about the way that you are with your children. Do you save special energy for your children? When you're with your family, I'm so sick of seeing this, but I see people when they're at work, right? They're thinking about their family. And they're like, man, I wish I was home. I wish I was home, man. But then guess what? When they're at home, they're thinking about their work. Dude, I see that every day. Matter of fact, that's 80, 90% of the people out there. And then when you're at the gym, you're thinking about, man, I should be with my kids right now. Man, I should be at work right now. I need to go into work early. So you don't appreciate the gym, and then guess what? It works vice versa. When you're at work, you're thinking about going to the gym, but when you get to the gym, you're thinking about something else. Do me a favor. When you're at work, live and stay at work. When you're at home, save that special time for your family and turn your phone off. Soak it up with them. And then obviously, if we're talking about the gym, when you go to the gym, man, if you're going to carry your phone and you're going to have music on it while you're working out, put it on airplane mode so you don't get any texts or calls. We can really just focus on loving yourself and have some self-love. Okay? One of the biggest deals that I think I see with a lot of salesmen now is burnout. It seems to me that burnout is one of the biggest things that I'm honestly seeing. And salesmen don't call it burnout. I never see salesmen, or at least it's pretty rare, that go around and say, man, I'm just really burned out. No, you guys say words like, I'm tired. Okay? Man, I'm struggling. I'm in a rut. I'm in a grind. You know what that means? That means you are on the edge of getting burned out, guys. This business is so unbelievable. The sales game is so unbelievable. Guys, you have to protect yourself from getting burned out. And how you get burned out is you get burned out by obviously not taking very good care of your family, by not taking very good care of yourself, and by honestly, when you're at work, by your normally overworking and maybe buying into the lie that the more that you work in life, the more money you make. Now, in the beginning of sales, do you have to work really hard? Yeah. But the faster that you learn the skill, the less you have to work and the more money you make when you're at work. Okay? And then, like I said, we talked about the overload principle already, about testing yourself and pushing yourself to a whole nother level. I want to talk about what you're plugged into. Who's your motivation? Okay? Who's your mindset? Do you listen to Tony Robbins' mindset at least once a week? Make sure you kind of get your thoughts right. Your peace. Are you going to church on Sundays? Or on Sundays, are you too busy and you're finding other things to do? Guys, listen. I try not to get spiritual, but listen. Go to church. Okay? Trust me. I've put God first in my life, and the times I have, it's just been incredible. Okay? And the times that I haven't are the times that I've been lost. And I want to share with you. I've tasted what's good. Okay? I know what doesn't taste good. I want to share with you. Go to church on Sundays. Okay? Even if you don't believe, go to church on Sundays. There's nothing around like being around people that are full of love, okay? And that will show you love. And I'm just going to tell you, God has always taken away my stress, okay? It says, 1 Peter 5:7 in the Bible, it says, cast all your anxieties on God, for He cares for you. 1 Peter 5:7. It's probably one of my favorite scriptures. And how I picture it is like literally me just taking my stress, my worries, my anxieties, any worries that I have, and I just take them out and I throw them in the garbage can. And I walk away, and it's just like when you guys take your garbage down to the curb, right? When the garbage man comes, you don't wonder if he's going to take the trash out, right? You know that they're going to take the trash out. At the end of the day, you pull the cans up, the trash is gone. That's the way that I feel about God. I feel like when I'm stressed out and I have anxiety and worries, guess what? I just go and I just give it to Him. And then I walk away and I trust that He takes care of it. And it's just so crazy how immediately I become at peace. Or through the day, I'll start to become more peaceful. Okay? I want to talk about bad moods and negativity for a second. Okay? Usually bad moods don't just happen like that. Bad moods are created, and you'll actually have a road to exit before the bad mood starts. Okay? So envision negativity and a bad mood, like a highway coming down. There's an exit, bad mood ahead. There's another exit. You got another bad mood right here, you better exit now because ahead you're going to get your bad mood. And then guess what? You don't exit, you drive right into it. Bam. Next thing you know, you're in a crappy freaking mood. Their whole day's ruined. You're blessed with the ability to live, and then you gave your day away. Guys, there are signs, there's exits before you get negative or before you get in a bad mood. When you feel that starting to come on, exit off and get rid of it. Change your perspective and realize how blessed you are, okay? All right, so the state that you're in, probably one of the last things I want to talk about, the state that you're in is probably more important than anything. Would you agree that in the middle of a mess, you can choose to be in a beautiful state? I think so. I'm going to tell you this. One of the things that really transformed me is I was a GM, okay? And I was always used to really being significant. Okay, I ran the whole store, I handled everything. I mean, honestly, like, that was my baby, okay? And what I did is I gave that up for training, okay? And that was a $50,000 a month salary. And I gave that up and I walked away from it. Why? Because I'm so passionate about training and helping people and loving on people and really like teaching them how to become the most just baddest ass salesman in the world. And that's what I want to do. My goal is in 3, 4, 5 years, I want to be the top trainer in the sales industry in cars. And I will share with you, I'm willing to put any amount of work it takes into it. I want to be there with my family the whole time. I want to be there with you guys the whole time and literally take you guys exponentially farther than you ever imagined. I want to change your financial mindset, because as I walk into dealerships, people think when they make 6 figures a year that they've made it. Guys, you can make 6 figures a year from January to March. Okay? So it's not about how many times you can make 100 grand, but how many times you make 100 grand over during the year. And I want to teach you how to do that. I want to show you how to do it. But as I come to you and I get all fired up when we're training, and we're overcoming objections, and when I'm talking about like a seminar, you know, I mean, guys, I got some really cool stuff coming out. I've got some bad to the bone courses getting made. My 50 word track book that's fixing to drop is sick. It's going to change the game. I got some really cool stuff. But one of the biggest deals I want to tell you is when I went away from, so there's all this stuff that's awesome, but when I went away from retail to doing training, man, it was just a different field for a minute. You know, I had to get back out there and do something completely different. I went from not having a salary to literally, or having a salary for a big one, to having nothing. But it doesn't change the way that I am, that I have to work, that I have to show that it's not the value that I have, it's the value that I add, which is what I did as a GM as well. You know, I was always breaking records. And right now, guys, in the car industry, everybody that I train, everybody that I team up with, every single one of them is breaking records. And I'm not going to stop living that game, and I'm only going to keep getting sharper and getting better. And I promise you, every 6 months when the market shifts, I'm going to stay ahead of it. So mindset is, my love for salespeople and helping them has honestly been the one thing that's actually allowed me to stay in a beautiful state during my transition out of being a retail GM into training. So with that being said, everything comes back to mindset. Everything comes back to perspective. So I want you guys to know that, look, number one, I want to every Monday, right, start having a little Monday mindset show. And what I want to do is that I want to talk about things like, you know, what we're struggling with, okay? Maybe the issue of like staying motivated when you go multiple days without selling a car. You know, where do we go? How do we hook up into? Okay? So do me a favor. On the comments below, I would love for you to do this for me. List what it is that you're struggling with mindset-wise. Anything that it is. Or you can even text it to me. But I'd love for you to leave me a comment, and that way other people can see what you're struggling with as well. So that way that maybe it'll bring them out to talk. I want to share with you, don't be reserved, don't lay back. Whatever you want to talk about, bring it to the table. And let's bring ourselves to become the most baddest ass salesman in the world. But we got to have our mindset right. So guys, do me a favor, give me a thumbs up. I appreciate you. And if you really like this video, okay, and like I said, it's about mindset. There's going to be days where you're on fire and you're just focused on your skill and you're pushing it and you're not paying attention to your mindset. And then there's going to be days where it's going to be freezing cold outside, there's not a lead coming in, And you're sitting there and you're questioning yourself. And it's on those days you'll look back here and you'll be like, hey, mindset is number one. So guys, have a blessed day, and I'll talk to you soon.